What's going on, guys? So this year at the Samuel Kwok Wing Chun Seminar, it's a yearly thing and well worth attending if it happens to be in your area or you're willing to travel. He shared with us this training tip for developing the speed and precision, the trajectory of our punching. You see, he travels around every year, multiple countries, and consults with people of all different arts, not just Wing Chun. And even though he pulled this from a Muay Thai guy, he really liked the idea because it fits in well. Because one of the biggest concepts and one of the things we have to really grind into people is that not only do your punches have to be fast and hard, but you have to pull the hand back for another use or for defense. Never mind that you just don't want to leave a handle out there for your opponent to play with. So the general idea that we're looking for on this is to develop speed in your punching. And this is not a particularly advanced drill, though there are ways to make it harder, and we'll cover some of that. But this is definitely something that people, in kind of a low intermediate level should definitely be playing with, and something they should be playing with kind of throughout their intermediate skill development time, just to really pound into them the idea that fast, accurate punching with a clean return is a necessary part of the striking game. So what we're dealing with is a piece of newspaper hanging from a wire or whatever. Now, off camera, you can't see I've got a hook in my ceiling, and just happened to be there, so lucky me, with a wire hanging down and then just a wire hanger. I hate wire hangers, but we happen to have one laying around, and so I have no problem repurposing it for something other than hanging my clothes on, because, like I said, they're garbage for that. Now I've secured the piece of paper on with a couple of clothespins. There may be a better solution. I just wanted something other than, like, say, tape, something disposable and would end up being costly. I much prefer reusable solutions like this, just for the cost factor. Once again, these are things I had laying around. You may find another solution for yourself. Now, the piece of paper you want very mobile. You can see this is just a single sheet of newspaper. It's just the ad paper that gets dropped in my mailbox. Nothing fancy. Don't go out of your way to buy special paper or anything. Go raid a recycling bin if you have to. Nobody's going to miss it if they're throwing it away, right? I know that's illegal in some places, so just don't do anything that's going to get you fined or tossed in jail or anything. Like I said, there are more advanced variations of this, but we'll start with a single sheet just hanging. Now we want it to move. We want it to move. This is not about power. This is not about how much oomph you can put into it. This is purely about speed. Now understand, power is strength plus speed. So to say it's not about power is not entirely true. But you know how you can be fast but not necessarily have strength in that speed. So what we're looking for here is to be able to actually pop the piece of paper with a single strike without so much pushing the paper. So one of the big problems that people have when they strike is pushing. And when you push, you keep that connection with the target longer, and energy moves faster than you could ever possibly hope to move. And so you're going to have that vibration coming back into you just as much as it's going into the target, the more you stay connected. Never mind the fact that the more you push, you're actually slowing down, and by decelerating, you're actually robbing yourself of some of your power potential. So once again, there's a lot of reasons you don't want to push when you strike. It can be a valid tactic if you do it on purpose. But if you're trying to hit somebody and cause damage, it's not the intended purpose, right? So we're going to be looking at straight punches. You can punch however you want, however you're comfortable. You don't have to use a Wing Chun punch if that's not your thing. I just find that the Wing Chun configuration with the elbow down and the fist vertical tends to be a little bit faster because it's in a more neutral, less torqued position. and yet you can still put a lot of torque on the very end of the punch, so it's relaxed and allows for that fa jing, that discharging energy, that soft, hard, soft, that allows us to extend and pull back extremely fast and dump the energy like a hollow point bullet without, without getting a lot of that push or energy dissipation that happens. So this is something that's fairly new to me. No lies. I mean, I can do it, but it usually takes a couple of tries. So if you see the film cut, I'm not cheating. I just want to not waste your time with 100,000 repeated tries. So all you're looking to do is come in here, measure out your distance so you have enough. Right here, I'm going to have to push my shoulder way up a lot further to get more. But the lower body is going to be able to send me forward, right? So this is actually pretty good range. This is pretty good range. Now I want you to understand, the paper comes creased. It comes folded, so it's a natural weak point in the paper. This is absolutely the easiest way to start with this drill. If you get a full-size, this is a half sheet, you get a full-size newspaper that's got, 4 creases in it or whatever, you're going to have a lot easier time building up to it, and then moving into, the half sheet, and then quarter sheet where there's no crease. It's going to be even harder. Then you double up the sheets and whatnot. So you can stair step this into greater and greater difficulty levels. And this is just a training tool. It's no different than doing any number of other punching drills. It should not be a single cornerstone of your training. I just want you to understand that this is not the be-all and end-all of it. This is just kind of a fun way to game your punching skill. All right, so I'm gonna go at it. And so, like I said, if you see a cut in the film, it's really just because I'm not wanting to waste your time. I don't have anything to prove here. I mean, it's a piece of paper, and it's going to take you a couple of tries to do it until you've kind of got the energy down. So, coming at it, getting that fa jing. There you see. There may have been a little drag on that. I don't know. I guess I could slow down. I don't know how good the slow motion is on this camera. But it's all you're doing. I was just using a, more or less a, Wing Chun style jab. But the idea is to be able to get out as fast or faster than you went in. We practice hard hitting a lot, but we don't practice the pullback enough. We don't practice the speed of it enough. And yes, timing trumps speed for sure, but speed doesn't hurt. Speed really doesn't hurt. It's a worthwhile training tool. And yeah, I mean, it took me a few tries, but it's a worthwhile training tool, worth building up over and over and over again to kind of develop some of that speed. And speed training helps you actually develop some of that tendon strength as well. It's in that kind of classification of plyometric type exercises, which puts a lot of strain on your tendons, which is something that, provided you have enough rest and recovery, that will be more beneficial in the long run than building up the actual muscle fibers themselves. So yeah, I mean, get a piece of wire, get some newspaper, and punch away. The big thing is, try not to drag through the punch, because if the paper wraps around your hand and you drag through it, well, then you're not practicing speed, you're digging. And once again, that can be a valid strategy, but it's not the intent of this particular drill. This particular drill is very much piercing power. You want to be able to pierce with your strikes. It's the energy that we want on a strike, not on a push, not on a dig. So work on it, play with it, have fun. And remember, it's one idea in a sea of many ideas. Don't use it as the cornerstone. It's not the only thing out there. You have to work on the strength of your punch. You have to work on your knuckle conditioning. You have to work on your timing. You have to work on all of these things. And you should work multiple punches. Work front hand, work backhand, work turning punches, work hooks and uppercuts. I mean, you have to rig it kind of funny, but work hooks and uppercuts for it. Those are going to be really hard. Those are strong punches, but they're not piercing like that. So if you can make them piercing, good on you. So hey, I'm going to hang up another piece of paper and have some more fun with it. But till then, happy training and good journey. Thanks for watching. We'd love to see the family grow, and training is always more fulfilling when you share it with those you love. So please like and share the video. If you want to go deeper, visit blacksunrenaissance.com and follow us on Facebook, where you can also join our little social club called Martial Arts Nerds with an exclamation point. See you there. Good journey.